Just a regular PS5, a TV, and the wheel to improve? Perfect. Welcome to Warzone Ball 101, where the average setup leads to above average gameplay. Let's get better together, guys. Let's go.
Are you ready? Turning you to the front.
Look at this mess! It's carnage! I didn't do all this. You didn't shoot anybody?
Oh, come on, Cap. You know I shot some people.
Yeah.
So what's going on, guys? Before we get into the 37 kill gameplay, 56 elims, I just want to talk about two settings that you have to make sure that you have on your PS5, which is getting cables right. The first cable you want to get is the cable that's directly connected from your router to your PS5. You want a wired LAN kind of setup where like you don't have input lag. Using a Wi-Fi kind of slows you down because of the distance of the router to the actual PS5. So you want to get a cable that directly connects you together. It gives you faster download speed and upload speed, right? And you also want to get a cable, your normal PS5 cable that comes with the system, and connect it to the pad. You go turn off the Bluetooth settings and the actual settings. That's where I'm going to here. And you guys need to do that to avoid input lag on your game. PC guys have eradicated input lag, with the kind of GPUs they have and better internet service. So you want to be as competitive as possible by doing these things. So we're going to be talking about things that would help us improve, what we have, because we're not trying to get or spend more money on the game because we're just playing this for fun. Remember that, this is for fun, but we also want. So let's get into it. So this was a game I really enjoyed playing. We just recently played this game. That was on Friday, 16th of May, and me and the boys came together, the squad, and we dropped the banger, right? This is 56 eliminations and 36 kill game, right? We are not top tier sweaty players. We don't have a PC. We just have a normal PS5. But we enjoy the game. We like meeting up on Fridays and like to have fun, basically, right? So we dropped into Kermenge because we want to get our load out as fast as possible. You know, that is the aim of the game. You want to have your metal guns as fast as possible. You also want to have your picks. So luckily, I grabbed my loadout weapons. You know, these are Grekova and the Creek C, which is the latest meta in town. That's for the AR guns, right? So I have my Creek C here. I'm trying to watch out to see people landing in and where they're landing. So we can start racking up the kills. There's another team in Bio and they're trying to push us. You can see from the minimap pings that there are a lot of enemies around us as well. So I'm being a bit careful here, which is very important when you're playing this game, right? You have to be careful. You have to find the right balance between pushing, you know, and getting kills, right? So I'm trying to join my teammate here and also see if there's anybody trying to push us, right? Because I can see enemies around us in the minimap. So I've got my loadout guns, but I also want to make sure that I get my packs. So I'm dropping my money for my teammate to go get the loadout. And I'm also trying to check around to see if enemies are trying to push us. It's very important to always be aware of your surroundings when playing this game. So my teammates have noticed someone trying to push us from industry. So we're doing what needs to be done. Yeah, so that's me shooting this guy. I don't know what he thought he was doing. He's trying to revive his teammate there. Don't do that. You know, it's better to avoid, you know, that kind of revive. Next time you just run. So we've not gotten our loadouts. I'm probably telling my teammate, okay, so I had to drop the remaining money for him to go get the loadout. Then I noticed someone killed my teammate. I'm trying to shoot before he comes here. I was actually supposed to kill him, but it's just that I was already on low health already. So I was pre-aiming and shooting at the door because he threw like a grenade on me. But he still ended up killing me because he probably had full health and full plates. So I'm going to die and come back, you know. So that's the beauty of Resurgence, right? Resurgence, you can always come back before it gets disabled. So I'm going to come back immediately and I'm going directly to the loadout because I know there are no enemies close to the loadout. I could see that in the minimap and I just died for 15 seconds. So I checked the minimap, I noticed enemy pings on my level at industry, right? My guys are trying to push them from this other part of industry. So what do? You go another route, right? So you can catch them off guard, which I happen to do here. Yeah, good shots from me. Plating, there's another enemy. Quick fix is a lovely pick, right? He helps you revive almost immediately. So you can see me using the quick fix while still aiming at the other enemy, right? So I didn't rush to attack him because he had the advantage. I waited for him and what happened? I got my kill. So yeah, in this game, we are the enforcers and we are trying to make sure that, you know, we wipe teams in this game. You know, that is always the goal. You want to be the enforcer in every gameplay, right? But there are days where you have squads that are way better than you and you just have to kind of take it easy, right? So, but today we are feeling very bullish and we're going for the kills, right? I know that the guy is still there, so I'm being patient here. Yeah, the hip fire shots, right, saved me right there. Continue to use the hip fire to my advantage. He tried to push. I was ready for him. So we can see they are back. They went back to, I think, Cam. So I think we're going to try and push Cam right now. Yeah, we did push Cam. Free kill. I tried to get a free kill, but I think my teammate got the kill for that. Um, Looking ahead, I saw a guy inside the building. I started to shoot on time and got that kill. All right. So once you notice your teammates are focused on a particular side of the map or a particular direction, you always want to make sure you're looking at the other side, or looking at other areas, so you guys are not caught off guard. That is your goal. Every team member has to make sure that they are looking at a particular angle on the map, right? So I'm getting free kills here because people are trying to regain. They're trying to fly back in and regain, right? So once you have your loadout weapons and you guys are on the attack, you guys will most likely get free kills, which we are getting here, right? So we are the enforcers, like I said earlier, and we are going to keep pushing teams that we know are trying to regain. That is the point of the game, right? So I'm pushing Abo right now and more free kills as usual, right? So use that to your advantage. You and your teammates have to use that to your advantage, right? So that is why I love hybrid. That dive right there kind of literally saved me, right? I was able to dive back into the building and not get shot. The TTK in this game is one of the fastest. I started playing this game 20 last year, barely 9 months or 10 months, right, into the game. And when I started on Modern Warfare 3, that's what it's called, you couldn't do Omni movement, right? So the the fact that they added Omni movement, has made the game more enjoyable for me, and I've been using it to my advantage, right? So I think diving has been since MW3, but I never used to use that. I used to use slide only, but I'm trying to get used to hybrid, and it's really been helpful. It's helped me in critical points, in the game, like that. All right, my teammates are already pushing back into Chem because of the gas and where the circle is at. So, but I'm still trying to make sure that I get the kills that you know the rest are not looking for, right? So they are focused on other things. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm looking at angles and areas that they are not looking at, right? So basically what we're trying to do here is hold out people that are still regaining. Resurgence is not yet disabled, so we know people are going to try and get their loadout. So we're just holding Chem and try to kill as many people as possible from the building whilst having protection from the building, right? So there are probably people in Arbor, people trying to get their loadout on the hill before prison. So we're just holding this angle as well to kill as many people as possible. We already have I just realized we don't have self revive, or I don't have self revive. Uh, Last Taliban as well. My team member doesn't have self revive. We should have used the fire sale to get that. So those are some of the things you want to look at when fire sales happen. When fire sale happens, especially now that it's free on fire sale, try and go get your self revive. So I don't have one for now, but I think I'm going to find one just before we leave this building. So one of my teammates, brought that to my attention and told me where to get it. Apparently, there's self revive in this part of the map, right? In this particular place on the map. So it's been noted and definitely something that I'm going to be taking advantage of anytime I'm here, right? So Map knowledge is very important in this game. The more you know the map, the better you become, and the better you use it to you and your team's advantage. We're moving in the direction of the circle here, and we are currently in the tunnel between chem and industry, right? So we're just gonna hold this area very well. As you can see, I keep shooting even though there's smoke, just to make sure that in case anybody's trying to throw like a grenade or set like a blast trap around there. So we just keep shooting and shooting. My teammate set like a really good spring mine there and did the job. We're just gonna be holding this area till most likely where we see the next circle. All right. Don't try. I'm trying not to be too aggressive because you pick out that area. There's every tendency someone is waiting to kill you there, right? Because we've been shooting unsuppressed weapon. An unsuppressed weapon is a gun that doesn't have a suppressor, right? So you can easily be spotted on the minimap.
Enemy soldier incoming.
So what I'm just trying to see here is basically I'm looking at the minimap, looking at enemy pings on the minimap to see where they're at. So I saw that guy on the minimap and I tried to kill him, but he escaped. I'm noticing enemy pings on bio roof, and I'm going to try get precision so as to kill them because the circle is moving towards their area, right? So I go to the buy station, I quickly buy a PA and I set it there, but unfortunately I set it on my building because of the net close to the buy station, right? I actually just noticed enemy pings below us, right? I do not know if my other teammates saw that, but you paying attention to the minimap helps your teammates as well. So anybody could have seen that, but I saw it. Yeah. The gas mask I had, finished, and I also, had like a self revive. Luckily, my teammate also had a precision and did the job for us, right? So this was a really good gameplay by everybody in the team, and this is what you want with your teammates, right? Everybody having like a solid kill game. Even if you are not the best player in your team, you need to be able to support your teammates, doing the little things and observing right, shooting right, looking at the right angles and so on. So basically 56 bomb, 37 kills. What a game. And it's always lovely reviewing this sort of gameplay. So I'm going to catch you guys next time on another video talking about how to improve. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you next time. Like, subscribe, and comment if you love this content. Thanks, guys.